Recently, Ripley's Believe It or Not honored boxing great Bernard the Executioner Hopkins by creating a wax figure of the future Hall of Famer, which will be eventually displayed at Ripley's Auditorium. Its unveiling will come during Fight Week in Los Angeles, where Hopkins is scheduled to defend his light heavyweight championship against the boxer who used to have the title, Bad Chad Dawson. The fight is October 15th at the Staples Center. Ripley's is celebrating Hopkins, the first ever boxer so honored, because of his historic May 21st victory over Jean Pascal. The fight was a rematch after their draw just 5 months earlier. The win made the 46-year-old Hopkins the oldest major title holder in boxing history.
It wasn't an easy fight, but I dominated the fight being at 46.
Oh! Super right hand by Hopkins.
It was as if he had left Pascal air conditioning the first 3 rows with missed punches. That's Bernard.
So if you want to put a car in a race, you don't get the one that's been sitting in the garage. But he had just fought Pascal, so coming back, he still had the residue from that camp prior to that one. So I felt like all we had to do was stick the key back in the ignition.
The Hopkins win over Pascal is just the latest highlight of the Executioner's legendary career. Yet even back in 2001, critics questioned him because of his age as he prepared for the middleweight unification tournament final against Felix Trinidad.
Hopkins was older, Trinidad not. There was no way, in their mind's eye, that Bernard Hopkins was going to beat Felix Tito Trinidad, even have a chance.
The Tito Trinidad fight in 2001 was the fight that really put me out there nationally.
Hopkins reached new heights in his epic fight against Oscar De La Hoya in September 2004.
Bernard threw a bodacious body punch to the liver. And there goes De La Hoya, who had never been knocked out before, down and unable to get up.
Beating Oscar De La Hoya, it just gave me the badge of star as one of the top pound-for-pound fighter in the world from there on.
By February 2005, he was poised to set the record for consecutive title defenses when he took on the European middleweight champion.
Howard Eastman was coming across the pine from London, and he was a real tall guy. He was a guy that was rangy, sort of like Chad Dawson.
What a performance by Hopkins. You tuned in to see if the world's best fighter could do it again, and he did.
I set the 20 title defenses in stone. To me, that was something that's going to stand a long time.
You'd do good to see any other guy hold their weight in a weight class for 20 defenses, let alone be able to win them.
Hopkins staved off Father Time again when he moved up 2 weight classes to beat Antonio Tarver in June 2006, and then took on middleweight champion Kelly Pavlik.
Kelly Pavlik was one of the great stories of Bernard Hopkins' career. Pavlik was undefeated. Pavlik was a killer puncher. Bernard was thought to be cannon fodder.
This was the Bernard Hopkins show. A dominating performance for the 43-year-old star.
Today, immortality is the most indelible motivation. Believe it or not. On October 15th, Bernard Hopkins hopes to build on his legacy with a victory against one of the top challengers to the title, Chad Dawson.
When I step in the ring with Chad Dawson, it's going to be another page that goes in that thick book of Bernard Hopkins' historic making legendary career.